Friday, March 15th, market analysis, Stan Ehrlich. We start out with indexes and go to futures, and then sometimes cyclical analysis on various items, or crypto or forex. So here we go. The spider today is dropping down pretty significantly. We're down 6 1/3 points at the moment. I like what I see. I've been talking about a downside correction starting for the last 2 or 3 weeks, which had started but didn't follow through. Now we have the spider starting to make new lows for approximately 7, 8 days or so. And if we stay here or go lower, we'll have a minor downside breakout and we'll probably be on our way down. I like what I see in terms of my forecast. I think there might be a small gap, maybe not, I'm not sure at the moment, between today's high and yesterday's low, in which case, if there is, we can expect a rally up a little bit above today's high, close the gap, and then turn down. Maybe. Not necessary, not that important. Remember, bear moves fall faster than bull markets go up, and I'm not suggesting I'm bearish for any kind of a major downside move. Now, I do think that it's highly likely that the spider is going to get down to about 477 or maybe a little lower, the trading range support area we had in December until January 15th. So I am, in fact, looking for a little bit of a dip for the next, 3, 4 weeks, maybe something like that. And then higher. I'm still bullish, intermediate to long term, but because of overbought conditions, in some cases, not that big a deal lately, I'm expecting a correction, and here it comes. It looks like it's in progress. Our next chart is the 1-minute spider, and it just made new lows and just made it below the low a few minutes ago that was on March 11th. So I'm liking what I'm seeing. We do have a short. We shorted it on the reversal on what so far is the exact high day on the spider. And again, that was on March 8th. Next chart. This is the daily data on the E-mini. And we only have new lows for the last 3 days so far, but obviously I'm expecting it to drop off a lot more. And the same significant support area, and this drifted down because of the change of the contract months from March to June, but that's all right. We'll just make the appropriate adjustments here. About right. And I'm looking for really a move down to 4,900 for the June E-mini. That's a pretty good break. That'll be a new lows for the last couple of months. And then higher. Next, 1-minute E-mini. And this is a 5-minute chart. So we really haven't dropped off that much. But I do want to bring to your attention that we had a high on March 12th. And that would be Tuesday. And on Wednesday, we just barely got a few ticks above Tuesday's high and couldn't go anywhere. That's Wednesday. Yesterday, and I've got a little marker there, we made it up above Wednesday's high, but couldn't stay there and dropped so much that we got below the previous day's low, generating a bearish engulfing. Because we were also overbought in some indexes, I like seeing that a lot, and we're now getting the follow through. There is no actual ER sell signal because we were not overbought. You take a look at the daily RSI here, and it's been a couple of weeks since we got overbought. And the last time that happened was March 4th. So unfortunately, no red bar. Let's go to the QQQ daily. Not getting any signals lately, but we do have new lows on the QQQ since February 22nd. Now that's looking back about 3 weeks. That's good. That's what I wanted to see. And I'm looking for a move down on the QQQ to about 413 or a little bit lower. Next chart is the 1-minute chart on the Qs, and you can see we just in the last few minutes have made that new lows spanning the last approximate 3 weeks. NASDAQ futures. Also, of course, like the QQQs, new lows for approximately the same period of time. That's good. That's what I like to see. And we're relatively close to the low of the day. So I think we're on our way down on the NASDAQ futures to 17,400. Next is the 10-minute Qs. There's your new lows just in the last few minutes. And it is now 10:22 California time. Looking for lower levels. Next, the Russell Daily. Not quite the same situation, but I am showing you the last couple of plus years. In the last couple of months, we have made some new highs for many months, but as you can see way back here, and that was until February or so of 22, something like that, starting January of 21, there's a huge resistance area above the market, which did stop this last rally. So more probably of a correction on the Russell 2000 than the other indexes, but this is still more likely than not a long-term bull market in progress. Let's look at the 1-minute Russell here for the moment. And it's not really showing us too much today. That little break right there looks like bad data for some reason overnight. All right, bonds. Big break yesterday, a little bit more follow through today, now finally getting back into a support area. So, very close to oversold, just getting into support. I think we have very little downside to look forward to at this point. I'm frankly now beginning to look for new buy signals fairly soon. Maybe a little earlier than I would like relative to the amount of time I think the stock indexes will slip, which is again 3 or 4 weeks worth. So my bonds and 10-year notes might slip off a little bit more here. 10-year notes, almost making a new low for the whole damn move down, which again started with a top on December 27th. So it's been most of this year, all of this year. And I do think it's going to make minor new lows. We are also getting very close to oversold. So I don't have a lot of downside room left. I started talking about it going down back when we got overbought. Listen to the recordings earlier, week or so ago. So here we are. Now it's getting close to oversold, and I have to start talking about it going back up again. Is it going to hold these previous lows back here or not? Well, maybe, maybe not, but I don't expect a large break. Crude oil, new highs, looking fairly good, but I don't know. You know, this is a stair-stepping up market in here, and there's now a resistance area that we're in, and it just almost got overbought. So I'm coming very close to expecting new lows for the next week or two, but I can't justify it yet. We don't have a reversal. This is a doji inside day. Let's see what happens next. Looks like we do have a little tiny gap yesterday, though. Next, we got the heating oil. We are short from the high day. Our trailing stop is a yellow dotted line. And at the moment, we've got a rally going, and we're very close to taking out the trade, taking off the trade. And I'll be happy. It's green. So let's see what happens next. I don't think it's bottoming out. I think maybe it's just got a little bit more strength than I would want. Looking for new lows. Natural gas. Support is starting to hold like I talked about yesterday. We got a pretty decent rally earlier today, but right now it's coming down toward those lows. Let's see if it's going to hold or not. We were extremely close to oversold, but not quite. I'm like what I'm looking at. Maybe double bottom. Keep a close eye on this. We've got unleaded gas that I can't talk about because the ICE exchange is having trouble with NinjaTrader and quotes. So I'm going to have to skip on the unleaded gas and about 6 other symbols at the end. Gold, looking good, coming down a little bit more. I got no problem with the way it's acting. For some reason, my cursor won't behave properly, but I'm expecting to see lower levels. Next chart. We've got the silver market popping up. New highs, staying in new high ground. A little friendly, but the problem is we're overbought. So I am expecting it to top out very soon. And in these ballpark prices, we already had a sell signal a couple of days ago that did not work. But remember, these signals are not always the highest high, like that one over here on December 4th. But not always. Sometimes they are part of a topping out or bottoming out process. And one of the signals might be the highest high, but not that last one 3 days ago. I'm looking for a top. Next, platinum. Kind of the same commentary, but we're between a rock and a hard spot. Right now, it is an outside up day, bullish engulfing. Implication, if it stays higher, it's going to rally a little bit more, but it's going to bump into a lot of resistance. So I can't trust this rally very much, and we're close to overbought. I'm looking for sell signals soon. Next, high-grade copper. Managed to poke its way up above the resistance area quite substantially. And it is making new highs for quite a while, since last May. Now, if the closing price is not above last August 1st, which was a bearish engulfing on the high of a rally, worked out great, great signal. We got green smack dab on the bottom there. Those two signals were superb. Exactly, on the high, low, and the low day. I'm hoping for the same thing in here, but it's got to flip-flop right away, big time, and I don't think there's enough time in the day left for that. But I'm still looking for a top. Next, soybeans. A lot of strength. Got overbought yesterday. Closed very poorly, and we're seeing a little bit of downside follow through this morning. I think soybeans hit a high yesterday. And like I've been saying in grains for quite a while, I haven't gotten a reason to expect any major bottom developing, maybe in wheat, but we'll see that chart in just a minute. We'll go to the oil, soybean oil, overbought, looking for a top anytime now, approaching resistance, another reason for looking for it to turn down. Meal, got to resistance, couldn't stay there. Now we're seeing new lows 2 days ago for a few days, and today almost another new low. That would be for the last previous 5 days or so if we have a new low. Currently, we're on the soft side, trading a little bit lower. I think meal is going to make a new low for the trend, come down and test this major support area, testing the bottom, which we did pick to the exact day on November 29th. Next chart. Also, we picked the exact low day on corn, December 26th, February 26th, sorry. And we got bumped out of the trade yesterday. So today we're up 1.5 at the moment, no big deal. Expecting lower levels. Again, most of the grains don't look good. They look like they could perpetuate the bear market trend. We're looking at the 1-minute chart on corn. Came up to a little resistance. That's yesterday's offset for our previous long. And we're trading below that. So I'm kind of happy we got out where we did at the moment. Next chart is wheat. Complicated situation. We had 2 buy signals. So far, they're not doing very well. We only have one position left over, small loss. Stop is not hit yet. Around 523, we're 27, so obviously very close. We'll see what happens. I gotta be friendly to this, bullish, but it's not acting correctly so far. Next, we got wheat. We're still short from quite a while back. The wheat market on this 1-minute chart, same as the wheat market on our daily, but a different perspective, of course. New lows by a little bit and close to our stop, the yellow dot. We'll see what happens. Now, cattle. We're long ER1 overnight from the bullish engulfing buy signal December 15th, and 3 days later, just in time, ER3, a position trade overnight, same thing. Also, so these two trades and the two different stops, so far so good. On a long-term basis, they're looking great. Next, hogs, waiting for some decent signal. Not too much going on here. We're between a rock and a hard spot. In fact, today's low is the low down at support, where support is obviously held. Now we could come right back up to some resistance. I think that's where we're heading, and that would be 88.80 and then turn down. Next, OJ. I'm sorry, these last few charts, the data vendor, Connectic, and the ICE exchange don't seem to be able to get it together since Monday. All week I haven't had updated quotes, but I can tell you that the chart formation I was watching in cotton and talking about this being a last shoulder high, and the date was Monday, or no, actually it's last Friday, is working. We have broken out below the neckline, and today's high and that was yesterday. And today's high, and I can see this on my trade station charts, that today's high is right up against the neckline. So I'm now looking for, and I hope I get quotes coming through on this real soon, Connectic and Nice, that the downside objective is going to be reached at 82.40-ish. Thank you very much, Stan Ehrlich. You have a great trading day. Signing off.